Alright guys, we are back with some more MX versus ATV Reflex. Today we have this super sick custom track replica by Red Rider 197. This is 2021 Atlanta 1. And this track is really tough. It might not be for you if you're really good at the game, but for me, this was tough. There's a bunch of different line choices out there. The whoops are really tough on this track. They're really difficult. Some of the alternate lines you can go for are pretty tough. And there's some really big, excuse me, some or at least one really big line you can go for, which I do hit. The first two laps here are they're okay. This is how I preferred to hit the track. You can see in some of these rhythm sections, there are like a left and a right line. I preferred to take the right, especially here because then you can jump into this corner and triple to the top of the table, step off. And then in this section, on the third lap, we do triple in, which is a bit different. And then I kind of get the quad out, but we case a bit. This whoop section is super tough. I don't know. He has it to where you can hit it on the inside. Maybe it works if you're good at the game, but for me, I was having trouble dipping into the bottom of them, crashing, and just not having a good rhythm, through the whoops there. So that's tough. And then the second set, which is coming up after the bridge here, this bridge, it's really easy to over jump it and then get kind of out of control, and then they're really big. They're big whoops, and they're really tough to hit. They are, I'm serious, they're really tough. If you're a casual player such as myself, you're gonna have some trouble with it, but it's a really fun track. It's really well made. It always is when we play a Red Rider track. We always say it's really good. Well, not just really good, great. It was a bit of a surprise. It kind of just popped up. I check Darkside's website fairly often, and there's always custom content coming through, but it just came up. It's Sunday, I believe, and if I get the video finished and edited and all that stuff, then you'll probably see it on Monday. Otherwise, you'll see it on Tuesday. But Atlanta 1, awesome track. This is awesome. It really is. And the scaling, some of it might be a bit big, but it just works really good in Reflex. He builds it to where you can't cheese it too bad. You have to be a bit precise. Now, some of those rhythm sections, you can case a bit and then cheese your way through it, but for the most part, you have to hit it the right way. You can see we messed up there before the whoops, and just really tough. I actually think we hit this first set of whoops really good. So if you get on top and you take the outside line and carry your momentum, your speed, they're not too bad, but sometimes you just hit a weird spot and it just throws you off. And then we missed a triple there and have to hit it different here, but it works. There's just so many different ways you can hit it, and it's built in a way that if you do mess up, you can kind of find a rhythm again, because it's Reflex. You don't really have that preload. I mean, you can lean back, you can whip, glitch, or whatever, but it doesn't have the milestone preload or the old MX versus ATV preload. If you're not familiar with Reflex, I don't know what rock you've been living under. Maybe you're younger and just haven't played it, but if you have a PC, I believe you can get it on console, but if you want access to these mods, you're gonna have to buy it on PC. So I highly recommend trying it out. It's brand new. I don't know if he released it yesterday or Sunday today when I'm recording it. And then here is the lap where we hit the rhythm section before the first whoop section. A bit different. I mean, it isn't the greatest lap, but I tried, man. I tried to get a full solid, like, race in, I guess, quote race, but no AI. And I was just all over the place. It wasn't great content. I tried doing it live. Somebody was asking for more live commentaries, and that's what I really enjoy doing. It's to be honest with you, it's easier. I mean, you just do everything straight through. You don't have to plan it out. And no, I don't really have a script. I just kind of, I know what I want to talk about for the most part. But we hit the triple here. quad or triple if you don't count a table as a double. And then you could get clean over that. Maybe you can make a bigger line through that if you're really good, but for the most part, I feel like that's the way you would probably do it. And if you triple to the table before it, stepping off, it actually is tougher to hit the big line in that next section. It just the way you step off that table, the angle you hit it, it's kind of weird. So I preferred to go for a double and then triple into that corner. Now I know we didn't really hit it that way, but that's how you have to, almost a bit of give and take on it, you know what I mean? And then he also has a wet version of this track, because if you remember, Atlanta 1, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was a mud race, but it was definitely sticky out there. So he does have a wet and dry version of the track, but I always prefer the dry version because, I don't know, it's just more fun. You know, when you make it wet, you can't hit the same lines. And I mean, it's cool. I mean, that he went to the work of giving us 2 versions, and I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful for the top tier content Red Rider is still putting out. And you can just tell the detail that he put into it. He actually has his logo in the background in the sky. You can see in front of us there. It's not like Daytona. He doesn't have the stadium, but again, I mean, the environmental stuff is great, but the number one priority is the track. Is the track good? Is it fun? Is it laid out good? Is it true to the way it was in real life, especially with a replica? And heck yes, he was very, very true to the race. And you know, I don't remember some of the lines we're hitting here. I don't believe they were hitting in real life. Maybe they would have been if it wasn't kind of wet and sticky, but it works really good. And you can hit the same lines they did in real life. It's just awesome. Really awesome. I wasn't expecting it. This is awesome. I wanted to make this track in Supercross 4, but Daytona was tough enough. There was just no way to make it in a good way, I don't feel like. I mean, maybe somebody did, but I feel like it was going to get really scrunched together. It just wasn't going to turn out. It just didn't feel like it was going to turn out that good. So, really good stuff. I highly encourage you guys, if you are on PC, to try this track out. Awesome job, Red Rider 197. Fantastic job on this track. It's just, it's really cool. It's really cool to see a game from 2009 still be this good and have content creators that make this kind of content. So you guys, girls, are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.